Hello, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkis, and today is our Sunday box opening.
Hey, good morning. So, we always have to start with this for our new people who have just found us. Somebody had suggested that we just run it like Star Wars.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We should do that. I know. We'll work on that. We'll have Anna work on that. So those of you that have been with us for 5 years or for however long we've been doing this don't have to hear every time when we say we are a mother-daughter duo. We've been doing this for 26 years, and we have a shop here in Central Washington State. We do online. You can find everything at fabricpatch.net. We've been doing the YouTube thing since COVID.
Yeah,
and
that's new.
That's new, and that's been really fun because it's helped us to meet new people who don't want to hear this anymore.
Yeah, right.
We know who you are.
Right.
But it is kind of fun, though, too, because a lot of new people all of a sudden, I mean, you might have heard about us from a friend, from a guild, from, you saw our card somewhere, or maybe we showed up on your For You page. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's confusing to people because we say that we're opening boxes and we're going to show you new fabric that's just come in, but we yak a whole lot.
We chat in between.
We chat a lot. And we also know that that's why a lot of our friends hang out with us is because of the chatting, because a lot of them do not need more fabric. So we try to think of it as a balance.
Yeah. Full entertainment.
Full entertainment. So you can fast forward through the chatting or fast forward through the box
not
opening.
just QVC. We're QVC and the talk show.
QV chat.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So we need to start a couple things. We need to start with answering some questions because we were chatty on Wednesday. We chatted a whole bunch on Fabric Chat, and we still didn't finish telling you everything we wanted to tell you, and then we were super chatty in box opening. But it was all good. People were glad to see us home. We just got back from hosting a quilting cruise to Alaska. It was a fantastic time. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so we did lots and lots of chatting, and that just added more questions.
Oh, alrighty then.
Yes, so a couple of things. I took notes. One thing is that somebody had asked about, I had mentioned and showed a piece of art that I buy and said that that's what we do. We live in a tiny house now.
Yeah.
And so whenever we go somewhere, we try to buy some local art. And it is true, not just that. The other thing I buy is jewelry.
Yes.
So this was a lovely piece that my husband bought for me in Indonesia. And these I got in, not Venice, what was the glass island in Italy?
Murano.
I
have some Murano earrings.
Earrings, yeah. So I do a lot of earrings and necklaces because that's what I wear. So we'll usually do one of each. Mm-hmm. Pa almost always picks out the jewelry.
Yeah.
Almost always. And he does a great job. It's funny because he wants to buy the most expensive thing.
Because it's going to be the best.
It's going to be the best. And that shows the most amount of love.
If I like it, I'll wear it more than the most expensive one that I'm not sure.
It's way too badididididdy. Yeah. I know, because when he was buying this, it was like some big, so many diamonds.
No.
That's just going to get me murdered in the parking lot.
Right? Get knocked over in the parking lot.
Yes. So anyway, I also am a fan of jewelry. The other thing is, which was kind of funny because it just happened again. Everybody noticed I think like 6 people noticed your side eye, that there was something going on Sunday. I mean, on the Wednesday night box opening when you also went.
I gave you a look?
Well, it was to a child.
Oh, yeah. I give them all the time.
You give me side eyes all the time. I know. And always deserved. I totally know it. But this particular one was to a child, and they all caught it. So,
yeah. You guys recognize the look?
They know the look.
My kids aren't always usually afraid of it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Mom? You're being recorded.
I can't turn this camera off right now.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's like, bam, and it's like, Anna, edit that out.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But even then, I mean, all of the people, no.
The most often what happens is they just start talking to me.
Yeah.
Just interrupting our conversation.
Mom. And she'll kind of go, you'll see my hand go up. She'll go, and everybody knows in church what that means. you know, and then they'll go, but
and they're
Mom,
whispering.
but I just have to ask you. It's like, all right, now I've had it.
Yeah. And then we have it's a funny little transition.
Yeah. Okay. And now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Wyatt right now, though, he started school on Thursday, and Harper starts school on Tuesday. So then it'll just be us and Maves. So Harper's still on the fence. Some days it's like, yes, let's go. Other days it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to kindergarten.
Nervous.
Yeah.
She'll see that there's somebody in her class that she knows.
Yeah. I think it'll take a couple of days for her to get into the rhythm. Wyatt will always be there. Wyatt will make sure she gets to lunch and to breakfast, and if she has a really bad day, they'll go get Wyatt for her. But for the most part, I think it's just that transition to something very new. Yeah. She loves going to his school and wandering, and everyone knows who Wyatt's sister is. So I think that's exciting.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Even true with a 5-year-old.
Yeah. I get it. So So soon it'll just maybe no interruptions. We'll see. Well, we can only hope.
All right. And so then the other mom question, this is kind of along the same line, is Brianna, do you have other suggestions for first-time moms that grandma can get for baby? Because we came back from the cruise, and she was showing how fantastic the cameras, the first aid kit, and I don't remember
and
the third thing
a cleaner for whatever incidences.
Food,
dried goodness, ketchup. All of those things that,
And you know what I was thinking is that you should put some thought into this. Mm-hmm. Do a little section on your Amazon page. She has links for us. Started out just to make it easy. Let me just show you where I got it. But then she signed up to be an affiliate or what do you call it?
Yeah,
it's an affiliate.
It's
like an influencer. And so she gets like, I don't know, a dime or something.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice. But anyway, it's easy, makes it easy for us to find it. And then,
it's the one that I use. So
the exact one.
Yeah. There's a couple
you're not
things
searching
for like babies and then for my
toddlers and people. Yeah. So the other thing that we can do, what I was thinking is that we have the bra auction coming up, which we're going to talk about in just a second or at the end, because we have some other questions about that. But I think that you should do a basket.
Ooh.
A new mom basket.
That's a good idea.
And because, we think of the bra auction and stuff of maybe being breast cancer related and pink items and things that we might be buying for our friends, our sisters, our daughters, mothers who are maybe going through treatment. But really what it's about is raising money. It's the people that are going to be watching the auction that are going to be purchasing things. You can be purchasing something as a gift for yourself, for Christmas, whatever. Our goal is $50,000. Now, Tracy is channeling $100,000.
Good for her.
Because our goal, we're going to help 50 recipients. We want to give every recipient a check for $1,000. She wants it to be $2,000. So yay. So that means we need to have some fun things to auction off. And so it won't have really anything to do with breast cancer. It's just the idea of what would be something that everyone would want and they would bid up and buy. I think you should work on it because then it's one of those things that you can say, and this is why I love this. These are my favorite things. And even some super clever basket to put it in that Tracy can ship.
Yeah. That would be the trick.
Anyway.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay,
so think about it.
Okay.
And maybe be adding things to your Amazon store so that at the end, it'll
all be one place.
They'll all have it in one place. Yeah. So then the other thing, just a comment that was so good, I thought that I should share it. Laura says, we were talking about cheater cloth.
Oh, yeah.
The fabric that was pieced. And she says she doesn't call it cheater cloth. She calls it convenience cloth.
Ooh, convenience cloth. Yes.
I'm going to start using
That's a good one, too.
Remember that. That was really good.
That's a good one.
All right. So then the other thing was, and she says, so Judy Curtis says, quick question. Do you recommend washing a quilt after it's been quilted, but prior to gifting, or not washing the quilt? I've been watching your videos since you started, and blah, blah, very nice. Hello from South Carolina. So anyway, I said, ooh, that's a really long answer. So I said, we will answer it on the Sunday box opening. So here's the thing. Fabric comes with a lot of, what's
like sunscreen treatments,
additives, treatments. That's the word. So it has a little bit of starch on it, but it has a sunscreen on it. It has a stain guard on it. It has a bunch of stuff so that if you buy the fabric and you take it home and you put it in your stash, maybe on a shelf, it's not going to fade, not going to stain. It'll stay kind of nice and crisp. I like that. I also like that with a quilt. So if I'm making it for myself and I'm just going to fold it and put it on the bottom of a bed or on a couch, either in, one of the bungalows or the cottages or in my house, I won't wash it first. I kind of, just like furniture and just like carpeting, I kind of want that stain protectant and sun guard to stay there as long as possible.
Yep.
If I am gifting something to someone else, though, it is true that I do wash it. The reason for that is I just want to wash it the first time myself because I know how to wash a quilt. I'm going to wash it gentle cycle, cold water, no agitation bar. I'm not going to hang it up to dry. I'm going to throw it into tumble dry. And I'm going to put a color catcher in there for just in case. Normally fabrics don't run anymore. Even with batiks, I mean, it's fairly seldom, but if something is going to run, it's either going to be a red or a black because of the size of that dye molecule. So I kind of like to do it myself first just to make sure, if some weird seam comes apart, or something weird, I can put it through all of that before I gift it to somebody. And then I always give somebody laundering directions because people don't always know. I think a lot of people think that either that quilts are not washable, which is a really weird thing to me. It's like you can totally wash it, or why would I have given it to you?
Or they're indestructible.
Yeah. Or
There's really no one
throw it in with an agitation bar and bleach. Well, don't do that. No agitation bar. Or the other thing is people will have them dry cleaned. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Dry cleaning just is, it's what it sounds like, right? So it's cleaned with chemicals. You don't want those chemicals on your fabric. It will actually end up eating that fabric away over time. So anyway, so I give them washing directions and it's just exactly what I said. And I think we used to have those on our website.
I'll try to put the, in the description, a link to that little thing. It's, what we print off. I think it's like 4 per page, but you can print it off and keep it in your stash. So you can put it in a little card with, get well, happy graduation, and then or just instructions. Bring it home.
Bring it home. Don't wash it yourself.
Yeah. For your college kid. Bring it home. Come see me. I'll wash it. We'll chit chat. I'll make you cookies, and then you can take it home with you.
Yes.
Whatever you need.
Yes. Because I think, the other thing is sometimes people think that they can't use them.
Right.
When you give somebody a baby quilt and they fold it and put it up on the shelf. It's like, oh, can't baby use I want it to be their favorite blanket and take it over to the other grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Look at what I love.
I can't live without it. Yeah. There you go.
I know. So I want it to be threadbare so that I can then make another one. Right. So anyway, so that's my long answer for, do I pre-wash? Who am I giving it to? Yeah. Giving it to a college-bound kid, wash it a couple times. Make sure that it's indestructible.
Yeah.
And to a baby, I pre-wash. Anybody else, it kind of depends.
Yeah.
All right. And I think, and then there was one other thing that was just hilarious. This was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So I just have to show you this picture and we'll share it with you guys. I just want immediate reactions to this. Oh! Okay, right? So that's what you think? That's what I thought too. It's like, wow, that's spooky. And I thought, wait a minute. Halloween does not fall on the 13th.
It doesn't?
No, it's on the 31st.
Oh, duh. Not everything you read on the internet is true.
I know it. I thought that was like the funniest thing. It's like, wow.
It's like, wait.
I can't wait to share. Wait a minute.
It's the 31st. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Got you. Did I get you? I got her.
You got me.
It got me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought
it's when you say it out loud, it's like, that's all right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's not right. Anyway, hilarious. Okay, I think that's it. And then I think that's it for now anyway.
For now.
And then we should mention while we're grabbing a box, box opener. Where do we keep putting
There's
them?
a little orange one right there. I see them.
Oh, I see. We should mention a couple videos that went up. So our little Hexie tutorial went up.
Yes.
That was great reviews. That was really good. It's just the easiest way. You don't have to do all of that pressing, all of that immediate stitching, all of that weird stuff. You skip 3/4 of the process
Yeah.
about the way other people doing it by using that Apple stick. So anyway, if you haven't caught that yet, go see that. And those little kits that we've put together, that's enough to make 2 Grandmother's Flower Garden blocks that you could, if you feel like I'm over it, you could stitch those together or just whip stitch around and you have the cutest little coaster you've ever made.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's popular. That went up on
And that one's so
Thursday?
English paper piecing. If you guys are like Tula fans, because I know Tula Pink is
Tula does a lot of it.
totally into English paper piecing,
Yeah.
fussy cutting things.
Yeah.
But she does a lot of funky shapes, which is totally fine. But you can take that template that comes in your kit or whatever, and then trace it onto your apple stick and do the exact same thing.
Right. You can do it
And
with the diamonds.
Then it's not going to be
Yeah.
so, oof, this is going to take me 6 years to
Right.
even attempt. And
Right.
then you'll see that just that technique alone takes out so much of the struggle.
Yeah.
It really does.
Way better. Way better.
Mhm.
Even Brianna, the I don't do handwork queen,
I
likes
like it. Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, that went up Thursday, and then the Alaskan recap
Yeah. It went up Saturday.
Saturday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so check that out. There's lots of baby pictures.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
That was good.
Yeah, and so much more. And I wish I would have asked everybody, send me your pictures, because I wish I had more candid pictures of the gals that we went with. I thought I took a lot of
sure.
pictures. I mostly took pictures of babies. Feel bad about that. It's all right. So, but everybody was taking pictures, and I should have gotten more.
Yeah.
But anyway, or next time, just come with us. Or better yet, I mean, I love the quilting cruises. We have a
Yeah.
really, really good time. It's
really
fun to vacation with friends. A lot of fun. But sometimes you find that, gosh, I don't know if I talked to her for more than an hour total.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always have.
There's a lot of activities.
There's a lot of activities, and everybody's doing their own thing and eating in a different place and going to bed at different times and getting up at different times and, whatever. So my big suggestion to come and retreat with us.
Yeah.
Come and retreat with us. It is $899 for 5 days. All of your meals, all of your instruction, all of your lodging. I will even pick you up at the airport. You just have to get to us. And then bring whatever you're sewing on. Your swag bags, your door prize drawings, all of that stuff is all included. It is a crazy good deal. So
That's pretty fun.
and that's really more immersive in terms of us hanging out and
I agree.
spending time together, because we do some excursions, but mostly it's just us.
Yeah. And the machine embroidery retreat did fill up. Which was really good. Our fall fun retreat that is like the end of October, November?
Yeah,
It's like
it's
right
full.
after you get back from Egypt. That one's full, and then that one is the end of our retreat season this year. But January 15th of next year, that is when our retreat newsletter goes out. So make sure that you go to the website and sign up for the newsletter, and
Yes.
you'll be sure to get that email when they go on sale on the 15th.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see, and we talk about it on a Fabra chat about 2 weeks before, so you know the dates, so you can talk to work and say, hey, I really want to get off of this time. I don't know yet, but you can kind of pre-approve time off instead of buying it, then finding out, oh my gosh, I can't, and burst in the bubble. But
Yeah, they fill up fast.
so yeah, January.
But we
15th.
are adding 2
Yes.
additional ones because we feel bad that they fill up so quickly.
We're for sure adding an additional one in September.
Mm-hmm.
So, because right at the moment it's only my machine embroidery retreat, but we had some of the things get moved around from other retreaters that we think we'll be able to have one in September.
Yeah.
So,
And we like the idea of doing kind of the back-to-back ones because we move
just
things
destroy the
around a
place.
lot. Yeah, we do. We make it so that, because we then take the entire complex for us, so that we have all of the bungalows, all of the condos, all of the houses. We have everything so that we have enough room for everybody. And we have plenty of space because you still get 2 tables. You can rent a machine if you don't want to pack your machine. You get your rolling chair, and anyway, so we make sure that we have enough space.
Yeah.
And doing the back-to-back ones gives you an opportunity to do like 2 in a row, or come early, or stay late, or whatever. So
that too.
that works out pretty good. So anyway, all right. And I think, were those the only 2 videos that went up? Yeah. Oh, what about your? I know you worked on.
Well, next week we'll also have a paper piecing one go up. So, it was again classes. that we did via Zoom. Anna did her magic. So it's going to be a kind of if you watch the Navajo Rose one that's very in depth, this is how the paper piece one is going to be. It's not going to be like a 10-minute tutorial. So it'll be pretty good. That's going to go up next week. And then I also did another Memento cutting machine video that'll go up next week also.
You should know how to cut hexes.
We cut hexes. Yeah. So we cut hexes out of the Aplastic and we also cut fabric hexes. So I talk about that. I also show my screen about our little MySewnet software. So if you feel like, oof, I've opened it and then I immediately got scared and exited it, you can kind of see it's not that hard. And I even in the description, I will give you the designs I use. I'll give you in the design that your Memento needs. And I'm also going to do an SVG file. So those of you that might have a different cutting machine, you can take that SVG into your software and then turn it to be read by your machine. So if you don't have a lot of my videos, I feel like, except for that first opening one, I'm going to try to make it pretty generic. I mean, I feel like if we all have a craft cutting machine, why can't we all do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, and some of you might not be able to because your
true.
craft cutting machine has to be able to cut fabric.
Yeah.
And so, but if you've already invested in a silhouette or a...
Let's try it.
Try it and see what it will happen. If you haven't yet and you've kind of been on the fence about one, Pfaff and Singer sells a Memento, which is a 24 inches, a big behemoth machine. Cool. But she cuts really, really well. She actually cuts with a real rotary cutter, a changeable blade. Works pretty well. We sell those for $699.
Yeah.
And I think you even mentioned that if you guys are on Amazon Prime, and you don't want to pay the $75 shipping from us, Amazon sells them. Singer sells their stuff on Amazon.
I have it linked on my Amazon store so that you are sure getting one from Singer, not someone who is a third-party seller. And maybe, I mean, I don't think there's a knockoff, but just to make
if there's not, it's a matter of time.
So I am
a reputable seller is always the key. Yeah.
So at the moment they have it sold on there. They could have, last time I checked it was on there. I think it's kind of weird that Singer can do it, but no one else is allowed to do it, but that's just me. So, but it could be where they had enough, complaints of other dealers that maybe they've taken it off by now. But
and I do think too, we mention this all the time because we always tell people, shop local, support your local shop. And people say all the time, I don't have a local shop.
Yeah.
The closest one to me is 4 hours away or whatever. So what's important to us is that you get what you need and that you are successful. Quilting is a fun hobby. It's a great thing to do. It's such a nice gifting hobby. It's fun to create and to think of that person the entire time you're making something. And so we just want you to be successful and have everything you need.
Correct.
However you get it.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the same one as us, maybe we can learn something together.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what I tell you in the video is that, I am not
about the money.
I wouldn't call myself a crafter, and I'm definitely new to the craft cutting world. So there's things that you might put in the description. Oh, no, you can totally do that. Or, we're learning together. And I might be doing really baby steps because that's how I'm learning it. And that's kind of why we got to learn to do hexes, is because that's what I happened to be working on that day. It's like, oh, I got this. Yeah. These are the things you need to know. Don't waste your time on these things. And,
And I was kind of in and out while she was doing it and watching. It was really interesting because she was testing all of these things because she wanted to tell you what was right and what was wrong. And so it was really good.
It's fun.
And that's going up next week.
Yeah, next week.
And also we have book club next week.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Monday or Tuesday? Monday.
Tuesday.
The
9th. It's always the second Monday.
Oh, so it's not next week.
It's not next week. It's the week
Sorry.
after.
I forgot. I'm just excited because we've all finished our book and we try not to talk about it.
I know. We try not to. So yeah, second Monday, the newsletter will go out. Is today the 1st? Yeah.
Yeah.
Today. You should have already gotten your book club email. So you do know that we did not vote on a book this month because...
We were gone and we missed it.
We were gone and we missed it. But third is The Invisible Life of
Addie LaRue.
Addie LaRue was so recommended to us for book club so many times, and it voted so well last month that we just decided to read it this time. So there is another, if you open that email, there's also another option just in case you've already read it. Because like Mom, she reads all of the recommended books for the month.
And I'll tell you, I read, because we were talking about this, and she said, gosh, you know, it was such a close thing. Everybody was kind of voting on Addie LaRue. And I said, make it the book club book of the month, because it was really good. I loved it. It's super different. You're going to start reading it and go, no, because it's someone who makes a deal with the devil. I know that that's not something but it's just a story, and it's just a story. It was super interesting because there was a lot of historical reference information in there, and it does not end the way you think it ends. So, I mean, I don't know.
And again, book club is give it a try, give it out.
Right.
We're getting out just a reason to hang out. You can even join us for book club if you don't read it. Just to see if you want to read it.
Yeah. So, because you know what was funny is this one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, was one that was recommended by one of our viewers. It is not a book I would have picked. Mm-hmm. I would have never picked that for myself to read. And I'm going to tell you that probably like the first, I don't know, couple of chapters is like, I don't know if I'm going to. So glad I read it. It was hang in there. Super good. Super good. So hang in there. It'll be really good. You'll like it.
Yeah. So open your book club newsletter. If you're like, what are you talking about? In our website, go to fabricpatch.net. Yeah. There's a tab on the top that says book club. You can see the newsletters right there listed. We send 2 a month. One on the first saying, hey, this is what we're reading and this is when the review is. And the second one is usually, hey, remember, this is our book we read, and then let's vote on the next one. So you'll see all of those listed. And there's also the sign up for our newsletter there too, if you want to.
And if you're wondering why we do a book club, it's like, wait, aren't you a quilt shop? Yes, we are.
But fabric and books kind of go together.
They do. I feel like most of us have like the same hobbies, right? We love sewing. Uh-huh. We love cooking or eating, you know, food.
You know, tough call these days.
We love gardening or walking through the garden, you know, whatever. And reading. We all seem to have the same hobbies. Mm-hmm. So we share recipes. You know, we share pictures of our gardens. There's Debbie and Carrie are always sending me flowers of the gardens. I love that. Mm-hmm. And we read books. And what's really nice about that is I get in a rut and I read the same author the whole time. So I've loved having people say, you should read this book. So I have really, really loved it because they're books that I would not pick. And it has really expanded. Allison said, I just finished my book, my first Frida McFadden book. And I said, oh, fine. It's like, I read all of them. I haven't read one for a long time now, but anyway, it was good. Yeah. All right. Finally, we have a box to open. Woo!
Sorry.
Some of them have already left.
Sorry.
All right.
These are really pretty. There's actually 2 boxes of this.
What's it called?
Lewis and Irene. I love Lewis and Irene.
I love Lewis and Irene.
Hajime?
Hajime?
Hajime.
Hajime. I wonder what that means. Where's Tracy?
I don't know.
What does Hajime mean?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay.
And blue. Look,
Christy or Susan.
So let us know.
Tell us
in the comments. We'll all know. This is really pretty. I love the crisp blue, and I like it with kind of the creamy. It's a softer white than a bright white, but it's really pretty. All right, I'm going to take plastic off. I'm going to get the other box open, and then we'll show you up close. This is really pretty. There's not very many. No, it's not. What is that? 9? 10?
10. You know, I think what I was thinking is at first I was thinking it was a Moda line, but of course it's not. It's Lewis and Irene.
Yeah.
And
which is actually an English designer.
An English designer. If you like London Lawn. What's it called? London?
Oh, no. But yes. That lawn.
London.
What's it called? It's from Riley Blake. At least our Riley Blake, the one used to do.
Well, it's from the UK. Riley Blake is our United States distributor of Lords of London. That's not it.
I don't think it's an L. Do you think it's an L?
I think it's something London.
Oh.
Poop balls. You guys are all yelling it. Typing.
Maybe it'll all of a sudden come to us.
It'll come to us and we'll blurt it out really fast. Yes. Anyways, so
I can see it.
I know.
I can see it. I just can't
baby
read it.
Calico. Super popular. Kind of spendy.
And it's long.
Gorgeous. We have a whole bunch of it coming.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's just going to, all of a sudden, we're going to burst it out. Okay.
Liberty!
Liberty! Liberty! Yes.
Liberty.
Liberty
Yes.
Fabrics.
Yes. Anyway.
Yes. If you like them,
If you like that.
this is a little more on a modern take. Of
It is
Liberty,
a modern
but it's
take.
very
It
pretty.
really, but it's really pretty because what made me think that is that Moda, we always get 20 bolts of a collection on Moda. And so that was my first thought is, why did we not get it all?
what happened?
It's because everybody else does 9 to 12.
An appropriate amount of
An
numbers.
appropriate amount. That way you can get a yard of everything and not, feel crazy.
Yeah.
But
It's
anyway,
really, really
it is gorgeous. And then did you bring this here to show that it is kind of the same blue?
It's really pretty with denim and daisies. I know denim and
is.
daisies is very white and blue, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah. But not that you necessarily need anything else with this.
Right.
This is beautiful.
I'm gonna move my camera just a little. Sorry, guys. There we go.
This is really, really pretty.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it. And it does have kind of that, so it's fairly small, and you can see it really goes from a light blue to a medium. I would almost call that like a denim-y blue, the denim color, into some stuff that's almost a little bit more navy. And it is kind of fun, all of these different textures. There's some floral, but I love the little hash marky one. So it really is pretty. We can look up close here to see this one. It's almost like stitches. What do you think that design is? I don't know. I like it. Swirls and scribbles, and it's kind of that denim blue on a light blue. This is that little floral print. It's just a reoccurring daisy white on the light blue. We see it again here, white on the denim blue. And then this tiny little flower. Yeah, Liberty Lawn. That's it. It makes me think of that. And then this is kind of fun. So this is floral, but it almost has like an Asian feel to it. Just a little. I don't know what makes me think that, but then obviously that must have been kind of the look they were going for, because then look at this one. I love this piece because this seems to be almost, the hash marks and the little Baptist fan. It kind of has also an Asian sashiko kind of a feel
If
to
you
it.
guys have something you're working on and don't know how to finish it, I think this would be a great.
Yeah, a nice border. I think Tracy's going to love that.
Yeah, I really like that one.
And then just a cute little flower. And this is just that white with some little darker blue on kind of that denim blue. And then again, I feel like this seems like a very Asian cloth sort of a look. But okay, all of this, none of this is textured. I mean, it's all just flat cotton. Really, really nice. And then again, this seems very...
Yeah, it has a little feel to it. It's
yeah.
really pretty.
Yeah. And then this one. This is just, I feel like this would go with every single piece of fabric in my
I
stash.
think it would.
Just nice pieces. So we should talk about, Brianna, let's talk about pre-cuts. What are you thinking? Do you think we should maybe do some, because these are 15-yard bolts.
I would do some fat quarters and a few half yards.
Half yards.
I think it's really pretty, and
so half yards, that'll cover Jill, but what about the people, who are the ones that like the 1 yard cuts?
1 yard cuts? We could do some 1 yard cuts too, I guess.
We'll do a couple, because if you're doing a king size quilt, people ask a lot, how much fabric do I need? And just a basic rule of thumb is that for like a lap size, a large baby or a lap size, you're going to need about roughly 3 yards for a top.
Yeah.
For a twin size, you're probably going to need roughly about, 5 yards. A lot of that depends on how much you're cutting, how much you're trimming, how much you're piecing. If you're using relatively large pieces, you need less, which is why those 3 yard quilt patterns are so much fun, because a lot of those are larger pieces.
Yeah.
If you're doing a queen, you're really looking at about 8 yards. And for a king, just for the top, you're looking at about 10 yards roughly. So if you think, oh my gosh, these blues, that's exactly the color, that cornflower blue, that's really what I want. I really like this. I don't know my design yet, but this is what I like the best. I probably really would go ahead and get a yard of each. And then if there's one that you think is absolutely fantastic and you want to get 2 yards of that, it is kind of nice, because people ask all the time, should you pick the pattern first or the fabric first? I don't know. There's no right answer.
No.
If you love the fabric, get the fabric, then figure out a pattern that'll work for it.
because the fabric isn't going to be here forever. The pattern you can usually always get
Yeah.
That's not going to be the problem. The fabric is going to be, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I could find this fabric again, because you've now found the perfect pattern. So yeah. But yeah, we'll do some ones, halves, and fat quarters. Having 15 yards of fabric makes it easy for us to do that.
Yeah.
Because we feel like if it's a 10-yard bolt, I don't want to cut it up into fat quarters and half-yard cuts. If someone really wants
4 yards
or 6 yards for a backing, we've ruined that for them. So that's why, if you've noticed, well, what makes you decide? 1 is how many yards are on each bolt, and 2, how big the collection is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, okay, we'll do it. All right, we'll get this out of the way, and I've got something big down there too. Okay, good news, bad news. Bad news is it's not new. Good news, it's more. That's the hard part, but that's not.
Well, wait, it is still new.
It is, right.
Oh.
It's more
It's not new fabric, yeah. So we noticed, Brianne, we were starting to move it, and Brianne was hefting a box, and she noticed on the side of it said case assortment 1 of 3. And it's like, wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute, what is that?
So we missed a box.
There's more. Hajim. So
And more as in there are only 2, 4, 6, 8 more colors. So it's 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it's an 18-piece collection.
Yeah.
So we're still going to cut 1 yard, half yards, fat quarters, because again, all of it's still true of it's still pretty of a small collection.
Yeah.
It's still 15-yard bolts, and it's still even prettier. So
it really is. And it added some yellow to it. So we're going to review.
yes.
The ones that you did see.
And it also added a large print.
It did. It added a large print, which I didn't even know I wanted. But the other nice thing, so these were the ones that you already saw and notice just, there is that little bit of yellow that's in there. And so as you come down from here, you'll see these are the new ones. So it's added a stripe. It's added some other cool textures. And then you see a little bit more of this yellow. And then here are the large prints, which are kind of cool. 3 large prints. So we're going to come back. So this fantastic stripe, everybody loves a good stripe. Beautiful. This is fantastic. And then a really nice, again, sashiko pattern. I think it absolutely is. It's really cool. Yeah. Hajim. Well, I guess that must be an Asian word. We have not yet figured out what that word is.
You could really stitch this too. I mean, it's little dots, but if you wanted to use this as your, stencil, you could.
Cool. Yeah. This was like the first one we saw, that kind of weird line. It almost looks like stitching line with slubs in it. And then that same flower, we saw this before. And so now it just has some yellow in it, there's just a subtle, tiny amount of yellow in the collection, which is good. Dark tan.
Dark tan.
Yeah. A tinted tan.
Yeah.
This is the large print, and we have it in 3 colors. That really is pretty. Yeah. Really, really pretty. So there's that kind of big flower. We should.
I didn't know I wanted that.
I know. Didn't know I needed it. And then look here. And so again, there's that little, and really when you see it here, that yellow almost looks more goldy colored.
Yeah. It's
rather than yellow. Yeah, it really is very subtle.
It's really accent.
Yeah.
For sure.
And this is the exact same print, just the white and the blues.
Beautiful.
Okay, so now
we're going to move on. I'm glad you got to see it though.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
They're beautiful.
Really, really pretty. Okay, so my big strong farm girl.
We have an Oceans box. I did already crack it open. Only because I had a few people that needed the things that are in here. And I always
2 of the things.
Yes, I always sometimes hate making them wait until we open it, knowing it's a Notions box.
And that way, because when did this one come? Friday?
This one, came Friday.
Friday.
So that Tracy could get orders out. So people who are waiting for the OSD cloth. There's some Villa Rosa patterns in here, and some I think rotary blades that were in here that I needed. So we're going to go through. There's still some other things in here, but that's why you almost always see us open up Notions box where they're already opened, is because we're not going to make you wait for something we had to order.
We know what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that this might be an opportunity for just a minute to talk about some of the things behind us. Because it's funny that we know that you guys notice the things that are behind us, and we haven't changed it up for a while, because people will say, oh, right over Cindy's left shoulder, or they'll take a picture. What is this? And tell us what this is. So this morning, I haven't even looked because you changed a bunch of things out.
I did.
Should we start?
Sure. I'll start from there.
So these are, of course, our chops that we brought back from Indonesia. These are not ours, the ones that we designed, but we love it. People will come in and they'll say, can I go back and touch it? Of course you can. If you want to touch one up close, they're made out of copper. They're handmade by artisans. And then this is how they make batik, of course, is they take this, they dip it into the wax, and then they dip it onto the fabric, and it creates a resist pattern. And if you have not seen that, we have a video that we did when we were in Indonesia. And shows you that whole process, which is kind of fun. So all of these are chops. This is a border chop, and we just leave these up here so that the kids don't get these. They are sharp. You could cut yourself on that. So we keep them up here, but you are welcome when you come in this shop to come back and take a look up close. You can't hurt them. This is a kit. This is the batik kit. Oh, I see it. Feel the pattern.
Yeah, there should be a pattern back there.
Yeah. So some of these left. We have this sample in the store up in the batik room. It's called Pale Glow. Is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason that wasn't what I thought the name was. Oh, these are brand new. This was sort of a weird thing. I was the one who did this, unfortunately. I opened these up and then I put them up on the shelf. You guys have never seen them. And these were, every once in a while, some of the fabric companies will go ahead and just package kits for us, which is really nice. They sometimes are a little bit more than if we package it because we don't charge you for staff time or anything. But it does come with the pattern. It's called Traveler. And the quilt is 64 by 64. Comes with all of the fabric. And anyway, really cute.
Awesome.
By Wyndham. And then a Bali Pop, a Huffman Batik Bali Pop. We have these in lots of different colors. Brianna picked this one, obviously, because of this particular bag, which is super cute. And this bag is the 11 strip mini tote. And then this is really similar to, and the same designer as the Kaleidoscope bag. So just a really cute, fun bag to.
And the main difference between this bag and the Kaleidoscope bag is the closure.
Yeah.
The Kaleidoscope bag has a stand that makes it open super wide and has a different shape, but still cool.
And then down here, oh, so you changed out the.
I changed out the pillow too.
So we used to have the one with all of the little ruching blossoms, the pink one that was here, by Laura Estes. This is also by Laura. This one is really fun because if you are somebody who got all of her templates, this is a fun class. We used to do this as a class because each one is a different template. So this is the great big one. This is the medium-sized one. This is the coin ruching. And then this is the blossom ruche guide. And then there's even, ruching on the sides that you can add into your binding for this really fun little effect. And so that is this pattern.
And that's Sunburst Pillow.
Sunburst Pillow. And then, oh, this is the iron. If you ended up buying the bundle, when we first introduced the Mementos, the machine we talked about in the beginning, you got one of these. If not, these are still available. It is a great little iron, and it does come with kind of a little resting thing, but this gets just as hot as a regular iron. I can attest to this because if you do come out to the retreat center and you see all of the funny little holes in all of our plastic tables, it is from these kinds of things where that iron gets as hot as a big one. It's just little. You know, if you're doing kind of little stuff. So it's kind of a fun one. Oh, yeah, here's a little, and it's a metal resting case. But if you don't get it right on there, you will burn your table or mine. Anyway.
And luckily, you won't be the first one, so it's okay.
You won't. You won't.
We've got a reaction down pat.
Just,
a little eyeball, it's okay.
That's right. That's right. So these are the Quilt Builder card decks, and these are kind of fun. So we have, I don't know where set number, oh, this must be set number 1. This was the first one that came out probably a year ago or so. And then there was set number 2, totally different. And now set number 3. They're kind of fun. It's fun. The kids like to play with them, but really it's like this really nice inspiration because there's all kinds of blocks in here. And then it tells you on the back side, it tells you what you need in order to make that size block. So it's not going to give you major details. They assume that you kind of understand about half square triangles and squares and rectangles and what you need to cut. But also you can see that there are different types of size colors of cards. So it will give you some other information in here
about how to read the cards, setting,
cutting.
finishing, little tips and tricks for binding. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It really is pretty cool. It's kind of fun because then if you're putting, we talk about stash management. That's, spoiler alert, that's going to be one of our new retreats next year, is how to manage your stash and how to go on this is not good for a quilt shop, but how to go on a quilt fabric buying hiatus so that we can use up and bundle up our stash. So we are going to talk about that and some tips and tricks for that. And some of these sorts of things, having resources where you can put your fabric together and have a plan for it, so that in your quilt studio, instead of having your fabric organized by color, you could have it organized by project. And so these are some fun, inspirational things that'll help you to figure out how to use that. So anyway.
And did you tell them each card deck series is every pattern is different?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yes.
I love them.
She was out shooing off the children.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She keeps going back.
And then these are the Jacob's Ladder, right?
Yes.
So we did Jacob's Ladder this year in one of our retreats. And so this is a basic Jacob's Ladder block. So there's 4 blocks on this. So this is just a tiny little either table topper or wall hanging or, little bed runner, whatever you'd like.
We did it the exact same way as the video. In the video, we did 10-inch squares. This is 5-inch squares.
Yeah, so this is a Jacob's Ladder block. The big 10-inch squares is called Jacob's Star because it's only 4 humongous blocks. And this is 4 12-inch finished Jacob's Ladder blocks. This is the same thing, different colorway.
So again, same charm pack.
Yeah.
Was used. Just half of them were more of the jewel tones, and the other half were the warm tones.
And then you changed these out also. So these are kind of fun. These are kits that Riley Blake puts together for us. We have a few of these left. These are the bench pillows. And so the pattern is in there and all of the fabric in this really cool little box. If you don't have need for a bench pillow, it could just as easily be a table runner. It doesn't matter. And then this year they came out with these door banners. And so the door banners, same idea. So all of the fabric and the pattern is in there, and it's a seasonal thing. So each month features something a little bit different. And again, it could be, if you don't have need for a door banner, it could be a center panel for a quilt, and you can make it into something large. So super cool.
And
those are limited quantity. When they are gone, they are gone.
Correct. And the bench pillow kits, whatever we have left, those are actually discounted.
Oh.
So the bench pillows, I'll put the bench pillow and the door banners up to the what's new, but keep in mind the bench pillows, again, fabric kit, pattern, and a cool box are discounted. I think they're like 30% off.
Oh. Perhaps I will go look as well.
Right?
And then thread packs, it's just kind of fun. We have lots and lots of different thread. This is beautiful. This is a batik fat quarter bundle. There's a lot of batiks in there. 20 fat quarters. Your SKU number. Call me if you want this. Here is another. It's funny because, we know them as jelly rolls, but of course Hoffman calls them pops because, jelly roll is a Moda word. And then, but we have lots of those in lots of colors. And then, speak of,
Tula?
Tula.
I don't think that one is in like paper piecing.
It's not. But gosh, look at all the fabric in there.
Yeah. She puts a lot of fabric in her kit.
A lot.
If you've never had the Free Spirit pre-kitted ones, you have tons of fabric.
Tons of fabric. Yeah.
You could share it with a friend.
And that's why I think that theirs are a little bit more expensive because you're paying for the amount of fabric that you get. You end up with leftovers, which is a good thing, but it's not as if, you're not overpaying for it. You're just overbuying. Yeah. But still, it's kind of nice to have a curated kit. Some of these fabrics, I'm sure, are fabrics that are no longer available because, they do the kits first. And then when shops sell out, we don't have an opportunity to reorder the fabric. Yeah. So anyway, this is going to end up being a 72 by 92. Fantastic. So anyway. All right. So that's what's behind us.
The quilt that's there in the corner.
Oh, did you change it? Oh,
no, it's still the same one, but that's Simply Charming.
Yeah. People ask about this a lot. And so the pattern is for using 5-inch squares, but of course you can do the same thing with 10-inch squares.
Yes.
All right, now we can look in the box.
Now we can look in the box. Notions box. So OESD pressing cloth. So if you have realized, we've been talking about these and they have come in. They were doing some re-merchandising. So they originally looked like this. They now look like this.
Yeah.
Same product, same thing, same everything. Just new information.
Packaging. We go through these a lot and we do talk about these. What these are for is that when you are pressing, ironing, pressing something that you're done with, if you have done a something that has a bunch of texture to it, so maybe something that has been hand appliqued, hand embroidered, or machine embroidered, you don't always like that heavy pressing that you do because it flattens out your work, and what we really like is all of that texture to it. So that's what this is for. This is this weird, I don't understand the
Engineering behind it,
but it works. What it is it's this, I don't know, it feels like a piece of felt. That's not what it is. But you put this over the top of your piece, you press it, and the cotton behind your piece magically is pressed, but your hand applique, hand embroidery, machine embroidery is not smooshed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's pretty cool.
Everybody who does any of those three things, you should have this.
Yeah.
And it's inexpensive. It's not a big deal, but it's one of those things that you should have.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty cool.
the other thing too is there have been horror stories. You need to store it appropriately so that you don't go, oh, that's exactly the piece of white felt I was looking for. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do
I
it.
mean, maybe it'll wash, okay? If you became a ghost on your... But then you have to buy it again.
Yeah,
Don't do
I
that.
do.
Yeah.
Keep it in the packaging.
Leave it in the packaging.
Or what I do with like my Teflon pressing sheet, that sheet, I stick it under
Yes.
my ironing board, so I have a little one
Yes.
next to me, and then I also have a big ironing board that has a pocket, so I keep it either in my pocket or under my board because
Yes.
I'm pretty good at
Cutting it up.
finding things I wasn't supposed to
Yes.
find in weird places.
And then the other thing that came in, we just sell out of these all the time. You guys have heard us talk about these all the time. The Quilter Select rotary cutters. They are our favorites. Whatever rotary cutter you like is fine. What we like about these is that they're heavy. So again, just like a heavy iron will help you with your pressing, a heavy rotary cutter, if you have thumb arthritis, a lot of us do, then it just is a little bit easier to use. It's also all metal. So sometimes what will happen is, let me show you in here. What will happen is this little thing, when you go to change your blade, what will happen is people will find that the plastic on the other ones, that after a while, this circle is no longer round.
Yeah,
It ends up
wears
getting
out.
kind of oval. So even with a brand new blade, you end up with, when you're cutting, it doesn't roll anymore. Even though your blade is new. And it's because you've cut too many times with a dull blade, and it causes your round to no longer be round. So there's nothing you can do except replace your rotary cutter. What's nice about these is that's a metal part in there. So these, and Ginger makes an all metal one also, same idea. We just like this one. It's a little bit less expensive, easy for us to get.
Yeah.
We really like it. And the difference between, and it is spendier. I mean, they're like what, $55?
Yeah, they're so spendy.
They're spendy. Put it on your Christmas list.
Because
if
you're
you don't have
usually
one.
a regular, like an OFA or an Omni-Grid
$20.
plastic one. Yeah, you're somewhere around $20, $25. So it is quite a bit more for an all metal, but you're less likely to have to replace the actual cutter.
Yeah. It's the only thing we use in the shop, and we cut all day long. And all we're replacing is blades. The difference between the 45 millimeter and the 60 millimeter, however, is only $5.
Super weird.
So I don't know.
And that's, of course, just blade size.
Yeah.
So I do have replacement 60 millimeter blades in a single package or a 3-count package. And I do have 45 millimeter replacement blades in either a single or a 5-pack. And you buy more and you save. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
you
And
have
the
to do
blades are not expensive.
No, they're not.
Oddly, these blades are cheaper than the Olfa blades.
than the Opal blades. So I don't know.
Who knew?
And they're good blades.
They're a good blade.
And I do have to say, these Quilter Select blades work the best in the Quilter Select rotary blades. You can kind of interchange them, but there is a difference.
if you have-
totally tell.
Yeah. If you have leftover Olfa blades and you want to use those up, then you can, but don't go buy them. Don't intentionally do that. You do want to stick with these. But yeah.
Because we've tried it thinking, well, why does it matter? It mattered.
It does.
It doesn't I don't know. It mattered though.
It does. I can't believe you bought this again. I did. If those of you who've been watching for a long time, you know that she mocked me when I asked for this. And we got this because what this is this, I don't have the right setup? No. It is a little pigtail. And what it's for is,
It's a port extension.
It's a port extension. Yes. So on your sewing machine, if you have one of those fancy schmancy embroidery machines, or in my case, I do not, but I have a computer, and I need to plug my little SD card flash drive thing into my computer.
USB.
That thing in there.
USB
my
stick.
little thing. So here's what happens is I have to look and go, try to find it. Wait, it's not in there
Oh,
yet.
it's upside down.
Wait,
Oh.
dang it, how does that thing go in there? And so I'm constantly fiddle-farting around trying to get that little thing in there. Or I have this little guy. So he is plugged into that little thing that I can never seem to hit. All I have to do is pick this little end up,
She could see it.
plug it in.
Plug it in.
For like $9.
I did get more.
Oh my gosh. And I
because
said to her, this is the smartest thing for old people.
She loves it. And you can't find it at like Walmart for some reason. It's a special order item. So I do have that. And I also got it because my machine embroidery retreat is coming up. I have new people coming to my machine
Who
embroidery.
are old.
And
like
who
me.
are also new to their sewing machine. And that's one step that I feel like you shouldn't struggle with.
Yeah.
It's the USB stick. That's not the only problem you're going to have. And that's the one that is easily fixable.
Easily fixable.
And then the learning curve hopefully will be a whole lot easier. So,
watch, this says the door prize coming to you at our next
yeah. So if
embroidery
you're
retreat.
young, looking for a gift for your mom, because she has everything already, put this in her stocking.
Get this
Get
for
her
her.
this. And then she looks at you funny. Just say, Mom,
Mom, you need this.
you're wasting time
Yes,
plugging
yes.
in that USB stick
Yes.
SD card thingy bobber.
Yes.
Yeah, flash drive.
that little thing
The
that doesn't
floppiness.
fit in there.
The
I feel like-
floppiness.
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds. I still have a computer that takes.
I bet you do.
Okay, not floppy, but it takes CDs.
You know.
My accountant was being polite.
She goes with paper, but
I do. I go with
paper.
my file folders, and when I go to my accounting appointment, he just smiles. This young man.
Definitely dates herself with her box
I
of paper.
do.
Ages
My
herself.
little clicker pin. I'm ready to take some notes.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways. There
All
you
right.
go. All right.
I did those.
Oh, retro. Did you do
Retro Clean. No. Retro Clean, again, a really nice cleaning agent for anything. I mean, you can use it for a brand new quilt that you want to quilt. There's no scent to it. And it's also one that if you don't get all of the soap out, it's not going to hurt your quilt or your materials. It'll also help clean a antique quilt. So if you are cleaning out Mom's house and going through the attic and realize she has a chest of quilts, but they're kind of discolored, they don't look right. What I do is I actually do it in my bathtub. You can do it in your washing machine, absolutely. But I feel like I can do a whole lot more soaking and touching and spot cleaning in my bathtub. And I can really see it, which is sometimes hard to watch. But you can do it. So Retro Clean is really nice, really clean, very gentle. And it comes in a pound, which is good, or just a little tester pile. And it doesn't take very much. It takes 3 or 4 tablespoons for each gallon of water. And I think I don't even use that much. That's
I don't know
a
that I
lot.
use that much either. And
I bet I use 4 tablespoons for my whole tub.
yeah. And I'll do any little pre-treating. I do it the exact same way. Put it in the tub. And then as I'm filling the water, I go kind of dissolve this in my measuring cup.
do that too.
And then and then after it's sitting in the tub, and then I just kind of pour the fairly concentrated soap over the top, but then it is kind of soaking in there. And what's nice about this is that sometimes you want to use bleach, but you know better than that because this fabric that might be, maybe you found something at a yard sale or, in a antique store, and you know that fabric is 100 years old, bleach will eat it. And so this is instead of bleach. And it really does work extremely
It's
well.
pretty impressive.
We talk about it a lot, and we'll get emails and messages back from people. It's like, oh my gosh, that really did work. It really does. It really does
Even
work.
if you want to clean the bottom of your wedding dress and you don't want to
yeah.
pay the $300 to get it dry cleaned, it will totally work, and it's not going to hurt your lace or your buttons or your sequins or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it works really good also for a garment cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this, I don't think that we've shown this for a long time.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I love this. I still
too.
use this thing all the time on my long arm. It works great. And the kids like it when I have a chalkboard. And they like it. They'll play with it too. But what it is it's just a little old fashioned. This is a pencil. And then you just push that down and the thing opens up at the bottom so that you can then put different colors of chalks in there. I mostly use only the white colored chalk. I don't use the kids play with the other colors. But anyway, I really like it. It works really well. And where I use it is on my, when I'm long arming, typically. Otherwise, what the marking pen that I use when I'm sewing is a friction
marker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works really nice. I use it sewing and long arming, depending on if I just need to mark a spot real fast. I used it a lot actually when I was making the cushions for my camper. I used my chalk pencil the most because I didn't always press my cushion when I was done. I just fit it over the foam. So I wanted something that I could just, pat off. But I needed to mark my centers, where my corners needed to be, and then do my pinning, but I needed to have those registration marks first. So I actually used this a lot when I was sewing it. And I also have just chalk replacements. So if you're someone who has one of these cool chalk mechanical pencils and are having a hard time finding the check that goes in it, I do have just the chalk.
Very good. Iron clean. You know the drill on this. Everybody should have
you have
this.
anything gunky on your iron, anything, whether you are a quilter, a crafter, it doesn't matter. Don't throw your iron away. Just get an iron clean. You get your iron as hot as it can go. You grab one of these sheets out of here, and you just press your sheet. Also, what you can do is put your sheet on the edge of your iron and kind of like scrape your iron, and it'll really help get all that gunk out, so you don't have to toss your iron. Just cleaner.
If you're having like a sewing, whenever we do a quilters retreat, we have them out there. And if you're sewing with friends or whatever, you always need to have it on hand. Somebody always gets something goofy on the iron. Yeah, they don't know why, but we don't know why. The glue stick. There's a couple different brands of glue stick that we carry. We only carry the ones that we use. There's 3 that we like. This is one of them. This is my particular favorite. What I really like is that it comes with these little small cartridges. I'll flip that around so you can see it. They don't dry out. You put them in the top there, and then you can replace them. Comes with replacements. But what's really, really nice is when it goes on bright yellow. Neon yellow, so you can see where the glue is. You can put everything down, do whatever it is that you're doing. It dries soft, dries clear, and it totally washes out. So it's really nice. It's not a permanent glue. It's just for while you're doing
whatever you're doing,
binding, flipping your binding over. You want to make sure you catch that, or hand applique, whatever you're doing.
I use a machine embroidery to hold my pieces down. You'll need it if you're doing paper piecing. You need some sort of a glue stick. This is a good one. We also have a Sew Line, which is a Moda glue stick. Same kind of idea. These are just the refills for it.
Hot pink.
Yep. Dries clear, washes out. Doesn't matter.
Hot pink versus yellow.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Whatever your preference is.
Yeah. This one. Oh, yeah, that
I
one.
have the fabric tube maker. So this is a brilliant little notion for if you are doing jelly roll rugs, if you are doing a Camden bag. It'll make making this little 11 strip bag we just showed you really easy. It does all the folding for you. So in a jelly roll rug, if you've heard about that and you think that is the coolest thing, what happens is you take a 2.5 inch strip and a 2.5 or 2 1/4 is my favorite size strip of batting, and then you have to figure out how to fold it all special so you can stitch it down to create your rope to then put into your rug. This fancy little contraption, you put all your pieces together and it does all of the folding for you. So you just have to push those down and stitch. Push these down and stitch. There's no, it again alleviates a whole lot of stress and saves you probably an hour worth of time monkeying. So you're just sewing. I love this thing.
Did you say you have a video showing how to do that?
There is one on our website. I will, which actually the one I think we, Clover showed us at Market.
Oh, yeah.
Because we knew we loved it the moment we saw it.
Like, everyone needs that.
So I think it's the video that the Clover ambassador is actually showing us how to use, and it's brilliant. So I'll put it in the description below. Or if you just search Fabric Tube Maker on our YouTube channel, it'll pop right up.
There you go.
She's brilliant.
And then we love the Villa Rosa patterns. Absolutely love them. We're on an auto ship, so we get the 10 new ones. 10 or 5?
5.
5 new ones every month. That is some dedication that they put out 5 new patterns
That
every
is
month.
pretty impressive.
It's super impressive.
That's a lot of
I wonder
work.
how you can keep that up.
Oh, she's a team.
She does have a team. That's true.
She's got a group of girls, I'm sure.
That's true. Anyway, we love them. We love them for lots of reasons. It's fun just to have a little card. You can pop it in a gift card and a birthday card, and it's fun. You can select if somebody says, "Oh, Mom, Grandma, whatever, I
need one.
Need a quilt." You can pre-select, and then you can say, "Choose from one of these." So then it's really nice because they're not going to pick some crazy, that's going to take me 4 years to make and I'm never going to get done by your wedding. It's like, oh, you picked the one that features 11 fat quarters and a yard of background fabric? Deal.
Yeah.
So
Other
that's the
tip,
key.
don't let them choose 11 fat quarters. They cannot do it.
No.
Have them pick 3.
Oh,
Or
so painful.
So
Have them
bad.
pick 3 or say, choose from these colors, give them like paint chippy things, choose from these colors. What colors you like?
Yeah.
Choose 3 colors for me, and that's it.
Because if they're not a quilter,
do not
it's too
take them
hard.
to the fabric store. We watch people.
What you
in
can do
here
when the
struggling.
quilt top is done, bring them in to choose the back.
Yes.
It's one piece. It's going to take you 2 hours.
Yes.
And they're going to settle on solid minky.
Yes.
But that's beside the
Yes.
point.
We need to make a whole separate video about how to make a gift quilt because I am not kidding you. Every week.
People break people. It's like, don't do that.
And we feel so bad for them. We're trying
do
to create diversions. We're trying to intervene. We're trying to stop a fight, because here's the other thing that happens with that is that a quilter understands texture of fabric.
Yeah.
You have to have the stripes, the polka dots, the florals, the swirls, the solids, the different colors. Non-quilters don't understand that. It's like,
just
I
want
would
brown.
never put that with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only want brown. Do these browns match? Are these all the same brown? It's like, oh, no. We don't do it like that. So, yeah, they'll love it when it's done, but they don't understand the process to get it there.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways.
The other thing, if you also do like commission quilting, if you are someone in a smaller community that there's not a lot of quilters, but you love to do it and you would have someone pay you to make it for them. I have tips for that too, because I have done t-shirt quilts and other things, and don't let them bring you fabric. Or let them bring it to you, but you need to be like, hey, I can't use this. I'm pretty sure that's not even cotton. You need to, So yeah, we should do that. Just a little. What you need to
are
know
gonna do that.
for
Yeah.
quilting for non-quilters.
Yes.
We all have.
It's
stories.
painful.
Yeah, and we watch it all the time.
I know. And oftentimes, the Nana or the grandma will, thank you.
Right.
Thank you
Or
so much.
sometimes
It's
she'll
like,
come back and she's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened yesterday, but I'm just going to do what I want to do. And hopefully she loves me when we're done.
she'll remember that this was the one she picked. Yeah.
And they pick out a whole nother quilt.
we often have to unleash Brianna because all of us are, the same age. But so we can unleash the young person who will go intervene a little bit on our behalf. It's like, no, you can't put that one in there or, whatever.
I'll use all those words like, hey, what's your Pinterest picture? What's your,
Pinterest,
what's on
yeah.
Instagram? I use all those, I'll just
Oh,
throw
I love
all of those
that
words
too.
on
And
them.
this will- yeah. And we're just standing back going, you work it, girl.
So yeah, that's a
This
good
seems
video.
really
Just
good.
a little helpful.
We'll do that. We'll put that together.
Yeah, that's good.
And in the meantime, what we started talking about was Villa Rosa patterns.
Yeah. Sorry.
Squirrel. But these are 2 good ones. So this is kind of fun. There's some great big pieces if there's fabric that you just can't cut up because it's just beautiful. I love this one. I was sort of zoning out while you were talking, looking at this. I
think
feel
it's
like
cool.
I've not made this one before. All this is, so it's
my
11
gosh, it's a
fat
9
quarters.
patch.
It's a 9 patch. Would you have known that? It's a 9 patch.
Oh no, I'm not sure I would have guessed that.
I mean, eventually I would have guessed it, but yeah, that's fantastic. So all this takes is 11 fat quarters and a yard of background to make a quilt that's
Perfect.
53, or is that 50? 50.
Yeah, 53.
53 by 70.
And before borders.
Before borders. So you could add more borders or, of course, just add more blocks. It's once you've figured out what you're doing, just keep going, making it wider and longer or whatever. So this would be one of those easy repertoire, choose from these patterns.
Yes.
Patterns. So really cute
Villa
one.
Rosa patterns are also really good for your stash management. If you thought that was a really great
Yep.
idea, Villa Rosa is one of those things, and you can just go
Yes.
to the dollar store or the supermarket, get one of those 4x6 photo albums. And you can even be super organized and say these are all fat quarters, these are all strips, these are all squares. This is all yardage. So you can really decide, hey, I will do anything in 10-inch squares for you because I, pick from my stash of pre-cuts, take out the ones you really don't want them to pick, and then show them to pick anything out of here. It's still going to be hard for them to choose one, but it's a really easy way to use what you got and have those. So, last thing in here was Zoom Spout. Zoom Spout is just a water-based oil for your sewing machines or your long arms.
Water-based oil is a weird thing, but what it's oil that stainless. You can just wash it right away.
It's not like what your husband's using in the garage
that will stain.
Or if you've ever had a machine that if you oil it too much, it spits up oil as you're stitching. That could happen with this, but it'll totally wash out of your fabric. It won't leave any residue. It won't stain. It'll dry clear. Yeah. No big deal, but it keeps your machine happy and running. You can also put it if you change out your rotary blade and you want to clean it up. I put a little dab of it on a little piece of felt or a cotton ball, and then I just it gets all of the lint picked up and just leaves a little slippery bit just to keep everything happy.
You can refresh your blade when you think that you can't cut on your blade anymore.
It could just have a lint problem.
In fact, I noticed that with this one when I was showing you guys. So when you, what's really nice about this is the way that you take this off. So do you see all of that lint and all of that stuff right there? And then this particular one, this is on the Quilter Select, that's magnetic. So ideally, the whole idea is when you're changing the blade, you just hit that and it pops off. But what you would do, I'm not going to, it's so that you don't cut yourself. So when you clean all that off, this is what she's talking about. Take just a little cotton ball or a Q-tip with a little bit of oil on it and just run it along that side. You can even put it on top, just a drop on top of the blade. And then do the same thing, just clean all of that off. And that little bit of oil that is non-staining, little bit of silicone that's kind of in there will refresh your blade. And you can probably, you don't want to cut too long on a dull blade. It's just too frustrating and it's going to hurt your arm. But if you just feel like it's just starting to get dull, you would be amazed at...
You get quite a few more cuts out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing Jordan also likes to use is Sewer's Aid.
Yeah.
Sewer's Aid is the silicone, so it's a little more saturated than just regular oil. It little bit goes a lot farther.
Yes.
So I have both of these. I use this in my long arm because I do it so often.
Yeah.
I usually use the silicone in my sewing machine because I don't always think about it.
Me too.
I'm not in my sewing room enough right now to know that, oh, I just did it yesterday. Or I do it every time I finish a bobbin because I haven't been in there for a couple weeks already. So I might do it when I go back in there if I think about it. But usually when I'm in there, I am scheduled. Yes. I have an hour before I have to wake up the kids or, whatever. So yeah, I have both.
Yeah.
They're both really good. And they both
too.
dry, clear, wash out, not going to stain anything.
Yeah.
So.
Me too. And then I think the last thing, this was up front here.
Oh, yeah.
It Takes Two book. This book had been back here for a long time with the frogs. So this is a great pattern. It takes 2 fat quarters is what the whole idea of it is. And so super fun. So those little frogs take 2 fat quarters or leftover bits. These little zipper pouches. There's a bunch of stuff in here, but it's a super popular book. It's like, what, $15, $16?
Yeah, it's very fun.
We go through those a lot. All right, we're going to clean this all up.
And then I have one big, I think it's a checker box. I don't know who that label's from. I don't know. I got one more big heavy box.
Of fabric. Can I ask one quick question? Is Villa Rosa in its own category?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So everything's in there.
Okay, good. Yep.
All right, last box.
It was heavy enough. I only know this from watching her. It's, oh, yes, it's fabric. And is it hajime? Oh, I looked it up.
It's not.
Hajime is the Japanese word. So, yes, it was Asian inspired. The Japanese word for beginning.
Oh,
and in fact, that's what you say just before you do your karate. You say hajime. And that means begin.
Attack.
Begin.
Deal. This is actually P&B.
P&B.
Oh, it's pretty in fall. This makes me think of the owls we opened.
Oh, yeah.
On Wednesday.
Oh, it has a little moon.
That's pretty.
Yes,
night.
A little aurora borealis in there.
That's pretty.
Oh, this is really nice. Who is the designer?
I don't know. It's P&B.
Oh, nice. Oh, pretty.
Oh, there's a panel. Is this, who's
Oh, Artist of Light.
He was the demonstration on the cruise ship. Y'all
You're
know,
all yelling
you know
it.
who that looks like. Take this one. This looks like him.
What's his name?
Gosh darn it. We're gonna look it up and we're gonna tell you. You guys already know. But I'm gonna take the plastic off, cut some panels up. We'll be right back.
Okay. It was Thomas Kincaid, but
It
it's
is not his.
No, but it was funny after we turned it off and with Tim, Tom,
This is definitely
Tim?
a T.
Tim?
And his last name is 2 words.
Tim? And so we went out and I just yelled out. I don't know if you can hear the
There's probably
background
people
noise. There's a
there.
bunch of people out there. So I went out and I said, "Who is the artist of light?" Immediately, Jean says, "Thomas Kincaid."
Yeah.
That's right.
That's it.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but it is not.
It is not his.
But
Not his artwork.
it kind of has that same
It has
sort of
the feel.
look, though. So really cool panels. So this is the fall one. Ooh, can you see that with that print and that fold in there? It is
looks like
beautiful.
Iniat.
It does. Yeah. And I love the whole triptych
I do too.
thing. I like that. You could cut it. You could, I mean, we create that sort of a look with our
Mm-hmm.
fabric all the time. So there's the fall one or also fall, but just a different scene. Love
camp,
that.
and I love that one.
Oh.
I think it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Really, really nice. And there's lots of different, and again, if you need some inspiration, well, what would I do with that? Maybe there's something, and if so, you'll find and search and put in the, with the fabric line of pattern.
Yeah.
Because
There's some really good Villa Rosa ones.
That's what I was just going to say. But Villa Rosa, they will feature patterns with panels.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get those panels. If it's sometimes like a 24 by 40, it's pretty easy to figure out what to do.
The
But some of
horizontal
ones, a little bit trickier.
Mhm.
So
have some
Villa
pretty
Rosa has some good ones. And maybe P&B has a free pattern featuring this. And so if Brianna finds one, we'll put it in with the rest of the fabric. But anyway, beautiful stuff that'll all kind of go with it, or just to add to your, fall fabrics, which is really nice, tiny little line.
This is called Autumn Retreat.
Autumn Retreat. And so Night Sky, there's a moon and the tree. That was the one that we thought looked really similar to kind of that owl one that we just got last week. And then I don't know if this is water or sky, but it's a cool, really cool texture. And then tree, bush. I love this.
Yeah, I think that's super cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then with some leaves and lots of different leaves, which is kind of fun. So there's the brown background, the green background, and then the yellow background. Just beautiful. They all look so different. And then just that really classic green trees. Yeah. And see it with, before you go up, Brianna, see it with these. You can see kind of where the colors come from, right?
Yeah.
And where there's just such brightness. And then the same thing with this one. If this is the one that you like, it's really more these colors down here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Okay.
All right.
We yacked a whole bunch. We'll do a little recap, but first I wanted to mention 2 other little things. One is the bra auction.
Yes. Coming up quick.
Coming up quick. It's the end of October, the 26th. So if you are nominating somebody, you have to fill out the form. You can email it to us or you can snail mail it to us. Either way, we're taking 50. We will divide every single cent of the money that we raise. We will divide equally between those 50 people. We are hoping to raise $50,000 so that each person will get $1,000. Last year, each person got $300, but I think we helped 59 people. We raised over $18,000 last year. And then if you are donating to the auction, we would love to see that. We are working behind the scenes on some options for doing silent auction, buy now, that whole sort of thing. We'll have more details as it gets closer. But whatever you've sent for the auction, again, there's a form on the website. Make sure you fill that out and attach that to your item. You can just go to our website at fabricpatch.net, find that.
And you can, of course, donate something without a nominee, and you can also nominate someone without a donation.
Yeah.
Totally
It's a
doesn't
village.
matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be one and the other and both or single or whatever. And then also the batik fabrics, our sagebrush batiks. I noticed the people that had ordered them, it doesn't say shipping November.
It does. It's
it
actually,
does.
instead of putting it in the product title, it's like right under the cart.
Oh, I
it
got
does
you.
say in a couple places on that
okay.
page that it's not shipping until November.
Okay, good.
I just didn't add it to the product title.
Okay, good.
I complicate searching for it.
Yeah, so we are doing pre-sales on that. We're expecting that around the middle of November, which is really cool. And we are taking photos. Send your photo for whatever you've made out of it. So a lot of you guys, we've had 2 different shipments of that stuff. So some of you guys are making things. All of us in the shop are making things. And on September 25th, that Wednesday, we will be voting. We're going to show everything. We'll have voting, and then we will award the prizes on probably the 30th.
Yes. And on the website, there is a tab that is
Information about
Sagebrush Challenge. And there's just a little bit of information and what you want to email over with your photo. The information we're kind of hoping to share. Because we're going to do a virtual quilt show also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That was all I had to say.
I think that's everything. I think so.
And so our recap is...
Hajim, the really pretty blue cream beautifulness, a whole lot of notions, and this very pretty autumn retreat.
Very nice.
And then
we
a whole
spent
lot of
most
chatting
of our
in between.
time talking about notions. But if you fast forwarded through the notions because you thought you didn't need anything,
Go back.
you should probably go back anyway because
There's
we
good
shared
things.
some really
Good
tips
tips.
there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right.
All right.
All right, you guys. We'll see you.
We'll see you next week.
Soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.